been a while since I posted a video. I've been busy. Work's been crazy. I've been opening a hell of a lot, and it's just been busy as hell because Father's Day, all these graduations, we have so many freaking party trays. It's wild. But let me tell you what I did this weekend, because I had a 3-day weekend, and it's something I never thought I would do because I hate driving and I'm scared of driving, but I fucking did it. So, like, how many months ago? Maybe 3 months ago? About 3 months ago, my sister and her wife moved to Penns Grove, and that's like an hour away from me, and I don't like driving far. Like, I work 15 minutes away. I drive 15 minutes to and from work every day, and I'm like, whoo, that's a lot. So I was like, you know what, because the first couple times we went over, my sister was like, I know you're scared of highways and you don't like driving far. I'll pick you up, you sit in the front seat, you see what it's like, and then you can do it next time. So I'm like, okay. So, what is it? It was Saturday night. I was off. My boyfriend was done work at like 3:30. So around like a little after 5. I want to say like maybe like 5:30. We started packing up the car, and then by like 5:40, 5:45. We hit the road. So I took the back roads because I'm not doing 295. Fuck that. With that other bridge being down, I was like, maybe 295 is going to be more packed and more scary to me. So I was like, fuck that. I'm avoiding that like the plague. So I took back roads, and it said an hour and 15 minutes. And I'm like, that's a lot for me. So me and my boyfriend, we set off. And I was like, please pay attention, because I don't know where the hell I'm going. And I'm scared to drive. So I took all the back roads, and it was really nice because like where they're at, it's just all like farmland. It looks so country. So I'm driving, it's going well. Maybe like a half hour into the trip. We're halfway there, and all of a sudden I come up to this weird ass like intersection, I guess, because it was like this long ass road. It was all like country over here, all country over here. It was all like farmland and some horses. And then I get up to the stop sign, and like I don't even know how to describe it, but like it's this big ass intersection, makes no fucking sense. It's all these like yellow and black, like, I don't know. It's like going this way, that way, this way. I sat there for like a minute, like, what do I do? Where do I go? Because the map said take a left, but it's showing me turning right. So I was like, what? So I looked at my boyfriend, and he was like, wait a second. Let's just calm down. Because I was like, what do I do? Where do I go? I don't want to go on the wrong side of the road. So we literally sat there for like a whole minute trying to figure out like what oncoming traffic was going and where other cars were going. So he was like, all right, this car's going this way. He was like, all right, you see where this car went? Go this way and then go that way. I was like, if you say so. I had no idea what the fuck I just did. But it said I did it on the map because it didn't reroute me. It just told me to keep going. So I looked at him. I was like, thank God you're here. Because I have no idea what the fuck I just did. And that was basically like smooth sailing from there. It was more country roads. And then I took 73. And then, so I'm at a red light. And then I have to turn left to get on 73. So I'm going 0 to 55, because that's what the speed limit was. So I turn, I get up there, I'm getting my speed up there. As I'm at like 45, about to reach 50, this big ass truck behind me starts bah, 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 bah. I'm like, what the fuck? I just got on here. I'm about to hit 55. Like, give me a fucking second. And he just would not let up. I'm like, what is he beeping at? there's a whole ass lane over here that's empty. Like, my boyfriend rolled his window down and was just like, go over here. Like, what the fuck are you beeping at me for? And then as he's beeping at me, I'm going the fucking speed limit. And there's nobody on this lane. And then he finally fucking goes over and gets off. I'm like, so you just beeped me out for no fucking reason because you're an idiot and you didn't see that there's an empty lane? Is this your first time on the road? Because it's my first fucking time. Like, what the hell? But that was like the only thing that anyone like beeped at me about. So we got that out of the way. And then, oh my God. And then it said like 10 minutes away. I'm like, whoo, we're almost there. All of a sudden, like, I use Google Maps, so this is my first time using Google Google Maps, because I usually use like the regular iPhone maps, but that one doesn't avoid highways and tolls, so this one does. And it literally said like something like it's gonna take a little longer. I don't know what the fuck she said, but it was like the line was red and she was saying like it's gonna take a little longer. So I'm like, oh, it's probably just traffic. Boy, was there traffic. There was a fucking rodeo going on. I had no idea what the fuck was going on. All I see is somebody riding a horse over here. I'm like, oh, look, a horse. And then like we're just like fucking crawling. I'm like, damn. If I knew how to get out of here, I would have fucking like, there was this other lane that you could have like left, but I'm like, I don't know where the fucking at, so I'm not gonna do that. So I'm like, I'm just gonna suffer. So then we finally reached to where the actual rodeo was, but I couldn't see anything because there were so many cars in front of me. And then I realized, I'm like, wait, why are we in the turning lane? Because the yellow, you know how the yellow turning lane has that, it's like this and then it gets wider and then it goes like that. We're all in that lane and I'm like, wait, can I go over here? Because the lane was empty. And I looked at my boyfriend, I was like, why am I in the turning lane? Can I just go here? He was like, that's what I was trying to tell you. I was so confused and nervous that I didn't even notice. I just thought like, maybe there was an accident on that side and that's why we're all in the turning lane. He's like, it's a rodeo. They're going to the rodeo. Get out of the turning lane and go straight. I was like, holy shit. So then after that, we got there just fine. And then, when we got there, I needed a drink. I had a twisted tea. I was like, whoo, that was a lot for me. And then, we went in the backyard, told some ghost stories, made s'mores around the fire. And then because we're celebrating all the June birthdays, my boyfriend's birthday, my sister-in-law's birthday, and the dog's birthday, we opened gifts. I have a video of the dog opening her gift. It was so funny. I can put it at the end if I remember. And probably post some pictures because, like, they have a really nice house. Like, they have this giant-ass in-ground pool. It's a saltwater pool. Salty as fuck. Every time I jump in there, I forget, and I'm like, it's so salty. But it's so nice. Excuse me. And then the next day was Father's Day, so my uncle, my dad, and my mom came over. I fucking was so tired and so like worn out from that drive yesterday because I fell asleep at like maybe like 12:30. And then my phone starts ringing and it's my mom wakes me up. She's like, I'm here. I'm like, huh? Okay. Like, I was so confused because I just woke up. And then my mom's like, whose car is that? I'm like, mine. She's like, you drove here? No, you didn't. I'm like, well, whose car is it? Like, it's mine. I drove here. And then we all went swimming. Well, mainly just 3 of us, because everyone else, well, my dad's disabled, so he can't get in the pool. It was a struggle getting him in the damn house. But, it was like just me and my mom and my sister-in-law in the pool. And then my sister asked me if I can bring my dad back home, because he lives in assisted living, and it's only like, we're only like 15 minutes away from each other, so everyone else is further away. Like, my uncle lives in Philly. He picked them up and then drove here, and then he was going to have like one of us take him home. So my sister was like, can you take him home? You live closer. I'm like, I guess so. Like, I don't want to drive back at all. So I drove back. I put his assistant living into the GPS, and it was like an hour and 15 minutes. So I was like, okay, let's pack that up. I had to pack his wheelchair up. I had to fold one of the seats down. I've never done that before because like I never have anyone other than like my boyfriend in the car. So I was like, how the fuck do I put this seat down? Like, I don't know how to fucking do this. So my sister showed me because I never done it before. So we packed all of our bags, packed my dad in there. We were packed in there. So my dad, when we put him in the car, he was like, I was like, hey, I'm like, I'm gonna drop you off somewhere. And he was scared because I've only been driving for like a year, so he's never seen me drive before. So he was like, pray for me. But the whole way there, he was like, wow, this is a nice car. Wow, this is a nice car. He kept saying that. I'm like, thanks. He liked my steering wheel cover, my Captain America cover. But the way that I chose, I only picked this because it was the fastest. I learned my lesson. It was so fucking weird. Though it was so back roads, but like I had to go on like, I think it was called 130. I went on that. I felt so weird because I think it was like 4 lanes and I was all the way at the end. So it's like sometimes there's a guardrail and sometimes it's just plain old curb. And I felt like I was so smushed in there. I was like, I feel like I'm about to like hit the car next to me. But I kept checking my mirror and I was like, I was fine. Like I was in the lane. But like it felt so close. Like every time a car passed me, I was like, ooh! And then I don't even know where the fuck we were at this point. But there was this teeny tiny narrow ass little bridge. We were only on it for like maybe a minute. It was like this fucking narrow, like the same size as my car. Oh, I was panicking. And there's cones all along there. I hate cones. I'm like, my dad's talking, my boyfriend's talking, the GPS is talking. I'm zoning everybody out. I'm like, please don't talk to me. Ooh, I'm like, oh my God. And then finally it was over. I was like, oh my God. That was like the only scary thing. And then we take him home. We finally arrive, right? So I parked closer to where the opening is, put my flashers on. We got him out into the wheelchair. So I let him and my boyfriend stay right there. So I went and go park, and then I got his bags and I brought him upstairs. And he loves his roommate, so we brought him like a goodie bag, like all the food and the snacks. So we gave it to his roommate, and we were probably only in there for like 10 minutes, like talking to his roommate and getting my dad settled and whatnot, making sure he had all his stuff with him. And so we fucking go downstairs to leave, and as soon as we open the double doors to get to the lobby, the doors to the outside close and an alarm starts going off. We're like, what the hell? And there's nobody there. There was a lady at the front desk that said like hi to us, and I was like, oh, we're just bringing my dad back, we'll be back down soon. She's gone. The alarm's going off. We're trapped. We can't get out. So I text my sister because she's normally the one that drops my dad off. So I'm like, yo, we're trapped. The alarm's going off. She's like, what? She's like, go find a nurse. So we ran to the nurse's station around the corner. We're like, hey, we're trapped. And like they're in like a goofy mood. They were like, oh no, you're stuck here. You're staying over and stuff. And then they sent somebody over to help us. So she undid the alarm, and then she's trying to undo the code to the door. It's not working. And there's people outside trying to come in. They're looking at us. We're looking at them. We're like, I don't know. And the lady's like, try it again. Step in front of it. Nothing. 10 fucking minutes. I'm texting my sister. I'm like, we're still trapped. She's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, what the fuck? Dude, 10 whole minutes go by. This lady finally gets the door open. I was like, let's get the fuck out of here. And then I had like another 10 minutes home. I was like, as soon as I parked, I was like, I can't drive no more. I don't want to do this again. But I was proud of myself for doing it. And even my sister, when I finally told her I was home, she was like, wow, I'm so proud of you. She was like, thanks for doing this. I'm just like, I need a drink. I don't know how people drive all the time. That was a lot of driving for me. And I looked it up on my my Drive Sense, because it like does a whole fucking, it tracks you. And like if you're speeding or anything, it'll say you're speeding and whatnot. I was speeding a lot. I got there really fast because I was speeding. But it said 43 miles. I've never driven 43 miles. But I did it there and back, and I was like, oh my God. So we're gonna do it again in 2 weeks, because July 1st we have the Phillies game, and we're gonna see Shaq perform at the fucking post game. And then the next day we have a family barbecue with the whole family so they can see my sister's new house. I'm like, I gotta do this drive again. Oh my God. Whoo! I was sweating. I was so nervous. But I did good, except for that couple of weird parts had me sweating. But like, other than that, it was okay. I really don't want to do it again, but I have to. But anyway, I hope you found that funny. I hope you all had a good weekend. Father's Day, a regular Sunday if you don't celebrate. Because I know what it's like to have a fucking crazy ass family. So, I really don't want to do that drive again, but I have to in 2 weeks. Anyway, see you next time. I'll probably have another story in 2 weeks about driving. Bye.
What is it?
You know?
Get in there.
Where you going?
Get it. Get it.
Get it.
Then she did. She trying.
You working it? Get it up. You got it? You got it?
Is it in a pack?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Come on. Start off. Come on, bring it out. You got it? Yeah?
So what was the thing?